Hey y'all, it's Ashley. If you want to see how I created this spooky vintage blackout spread for Halloween in my Skinny Classic Happy Planner, then stay tuned. Alright, hey y'all. So I thought I'd do a spooky blackout spread for Halloween. And what made me think of this is the last few things that I've done have been all about being cute and non-scary for Halloween. But I get pretty, spooked out easily. So I thought about this little set from Tim Holtz. So I know you've probably seen this in like Michael's, but I can link it down below. I also have these. I think I got these from like Amazon. These are Tim Holtz too. Okay, and then I just have this paper. Y'all remember these from the Happy Planner, and they had this black paper in it. So I just use this and I cut these down to size for my Skinny Classic. And I am going to build a spread. I have these, this Tombow dot adhesive. I have, this is like a glue pen by Tombow, and you probably can't see the name on it there. Oh, there we go. It's a glue pen by Tombow. And then, as always, we have our jelly roll right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I like these boxes. I got these from Amazon. They're just these vintage kind of junk journal-y spread boxes, and I will try to link something similar below. I'll try to find these exact same ones, but they're kind of like these really thin die cuts, and you can just peel the adhesive back off of them. I have an idea of how I want my boxes to lay on the page, so I'm just laying them down right now. And then I have these little vintage style kind of like windows that I want to put here too. And I'm using that Tombow adhesive glue pen because these little pieces are so delicate, and that's the whole reason I have the glue pen for this spread. But the idea behind this whole spread is kind of like an old house, and in the spooky, really creepy videos or movies for Halloween, they have those like creepy kids singing the little creepy songs. So that was kind of my inspiration for this. So it was like a vintage style creepy kid singing in the haunted house style spread. And so I'm gonna glue that down. I have it kind of hanging off, so I will cut that excess off a little later after I get all my boxes down. But I wanted that to kind of peek outside of the bottom of the top of the box I'm gonna lay down now. And I'll just continue laying all of my boxes down and one more of those window motifs. I like how this spread is already really coming together with the vintage boxes on that black background. Those boxes really pop, and you'll see too the jelly roll white pen really pops on this black background, and it's super easy and fun to create spreads, particularly on Skinny Classic size paper, on black paper, because the spread comes together so quickly. So now that I have this last box laid down, I'm just gonna place a few of my other motifs down that I know I want to use. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this other window laid down as well. When you're doing spreads like this, these kind of vintage style spreads, and I guess this kind of applies to junk journaling as well, it's all about the layering. So I'm just taking that same glue pen, that mono glue pen, and it looks like nothing is coming out, but there's glue coming out. It's just enough to get that window down. And I'm gonna place it down, and then you'll start to see the creepy horror film haunted house with the kids singing one of those little spooky tunes vibes coming together. All right, so I got that all laid down, and now I'm adding my second spooky vintage child, and this one is holding a baby doll, as they tend to do in the scary movies. So I thought this one would be good. And I can already hear the spooky nursery rhyme that you never thought of as being spooky until you saw it in the horror movie just playing in my head right now. So, another tip about these vintage junk journal style of spreads is to imagine a scene or kind of have a story in your head about what you want to tell with the scene you're preparing. And that will help you when you're layering your pieces down to give you kind of like a cohesive set. So now I'm just laying down a few kind of like vintage looking things that look like they would come from the time of a horror movies that had some vintage themes set in the early, let's say 1920s in America. And I'm just placing those things down. We have a few postcards. I like the little hands because it kind of looked like Fester's hand from the Addams Family. And so I don't want to kind of go overboard too much. So I think those might be the only motifs. But I have this Live Love Posh sticker book, and it has these black days and dates in it. And I'm going to use those on top of the boxes as well. So I'm going to get all of this laid down with that mono tape runner by Tombow. And like I said, I'll link that below. I've probably link a different one below because I use my other one that's a little more sleek more often. Since I've already laid everything down in the spot that I want it to be in, I'm going to speed the video up while I glue everything down, and we can enjoy creating this spooky spread together with a bit of seasonal music. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off those excess pieces that are hanging over the sides now. And I'm also gonna grab that Live Love Posh sticker book and place those black dates and numbers down for the dates. I like the black here because the background is black and it kind of pops a little more. I thought about using the Jelly Roll white gel pen for that, but I think the black pops a little more. And I'm making sure I know where I want to place each date. And I thought it'd be kind of fun and kooky to put the dates in different places along the spread and kind of have them look like they're tumbling a little bit too. So I'm going to take my glue pen and fix up that little tiny spot on that finger there, push that down, And we're gonna now go in with the white Jelly Roll pen, and I'm gonna write the word October in a kind of serif style lettering. The serif styles have those little kind of ticks on the end of the letters, whereas sans serif doesn't have those ticks, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. I'm just using one page to give me kind of like a marker to line up my lettering. So that's a little trick for lettering there. If you need to have a straight line, want to make sure you're lettering in a straight line, then just use something to help guide you with that line. And now I'm doing the O, and this is a size 10 Jelly Roll pen, which I recommend. That's the size I tend to recommend because it pops a little better. And you see those little ticks on the end of the letters? That's what makes it a serif style lettering, and I thought that would be really nice for this spooky theme that we have going on here. Just a fun little fact, those ticks are called serifs. That's why this style of lettering is called serif. And then in Latin, sans means none, so sans serif is lettering that doesn't have those little ticks on the end. So now I'm going in and I'm trying to figure out how I want to write 2024. I want to do it in a kind of like bouncy way. So I'm kind of alternating up and down and then turning the letter slightly to give it a little more quirky character. And you'll see that when my pen comes up and I have 2024 down there. So now I'm just going back in with my white Jelly Roll pen and tidying up those letters and numbers. I'm smoothing out certain spots and also thickening any spots that need to be thickened. And that is our spread. This was super fun to create, our haunted house spooky blackout spread. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, everything is linked below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social platforms, which are also linked below. And I hope to see you back next time.